The work on our desert safari ride continues as we add 2 new animals to our desert adventure park. And those are the Somali Wild Ass and also the Ostrich in the mixed habitat. The guests will be able to enjoy those beautiful animals up close from the jeeps, and I hope you guys will enjoy this new episode. Hello guys, this is Cesar Creates and welcome back to my channel. Today we are back in our desert adventure park where we will continue the work on the desert safari. So the plan for today is to add a new enclosure with 2 new animals just next to this large mixed species enclosure that we added to the zoo last time. And by the intro and the thumbnail of this video, you probably know what we are adding today. So this will be the Somali Wild Ass and also the Ostrich. If you have watched some previous episodes of this series, you will probably realize, hey, there are already ostriches in this zoo. And you'll be completely right, we have them in the mixed savanna enclosure in our African section of the zoo, but I really wanted to add the Somali Wild Ass to our desert safari ride. I thought that this animal makes a perfect sense for this whole adventure and roster of the species that we'll be adding here, but I just didn't want to add those wild donkeys alone to this enclosure. I wanted to mix them with something. I went through all the possible choices. There are mixed with some crazy animals at zoos, for example giraffes, for example zebras, which I think can be a great potential for mixed breeding or something like that, but I'm sure that zoos know what they are doing. But they actually are often housed with ostriches, and also they get the interspecies enrichment with the ostrich in Planet Zoo, so that's why I decided to mix them together. Now, I've been to a couple zoos that have the same species of animals in different places. For example, there is a male that was born, for example, in the zoo, and it has to be separated from the rest of the herd because of the fighting, and the zoo doesn't have the place, or any other zoos doesn't want this animal, so that's why they decided to move it somewhere else in the zoo and start, for example, a different group, start another family. So my idea was that we will just have another group of ostriches somewhere else in the zoo. Also, I have seen tons and tons of those reels and TikToks from the safari rides in some zoos and different safari parks of the ostriches just poking their heads into the car to grab some food. People are terrified. So we just have to have something like this in our zoo, right? Of course, we'll have to use our imagination. The safari cars are super unrealistic, and we already discussed it in the previous episode, so I'm sure that there's a great potential of the ostriches actually attacking people during this ride, but hey, this is still Planet Zoo, not real life. So I started building this habitat by adding the track for the ride. Our previous habitat was pretty flat, so I wanted to distinguish this habitat by giving it a little bit of elevation, so I kept that in mind while adding the track, and then I did some terraforming to create some natural looking elevations. I also will create a small canyon with a little water section later on in the video, although this previous enclosure and the one that we'll build today looks a bit more like a savanna than an actual desert. I'm fully aware of that. I still wanted to have some different elevations. I still wanted to make it look like some dunes or anything like that. So that's why this habitat will not be flat at all. But what I realized after making that and after opening the actual safari ride, when the cars arrived here, I realized that when there is a bigger elevation and when they have to like kind of climb the hill, they go super slow all of a sudden. So the cars will struggle a bit in this habitat, but still I don't think that this hill is just anything too crazy for them to, you know, drive on. But yeah, the guests will have a nice views and very slow views of this enclosure because the cars for some reason go very slow in here. I of course added my usual rock walls. I also reused some parts of the previous habitat. Those habitats are meant to be very similar to each other. They're in one section. They will be using the same backstage area. So I thought that, for example, using the same shelter, just, you know, tweaking some things so that they don't look identical would just make sense. So the fences will be completely the same. We'll have similar looking like holding pens for those animals, but don't worry, the next habitat will be completely different. There are only 3 habitats left for this whole safari ride. The next one will be super nice. I already have some ideas, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, after we'll be done with this, there will be only 3 episodes of the whole ride, and maybe 4 episodes of the entire series, we'll see, but I am trying to finish this. You guys might notice, especially in the cinematic shots, that this zoo is getting a bit laggy. This is mainly because I wanted to have guests in it, because it just looks weird when those jeeps go through this safari without any guests using the jeeps, and that's why it became a bit more laggy. I also never deleted any of the animals from the zoo, so the whole African section that has plenty of enclosures and animals still have animals in it. So maybe I will consider deleting them, like selling them, to make the whole experience a bit more smooth, especially when it will be time to record like a final tour of the entire ride. I don't want it to be too laggy, so yeah, I have to keep that in mind. I already noticed some comments under the last video that you guys said that it is a bit laggy, so sorry for that, there's nothing I can do. This zoo just got so large, and now we also have guests in it, so my PC is probably asking for help, but it is good when I'm building and the game is paused. It is not that bad at all. It's only when I unpause the game then it is not the best. What I also created was this little cave, so the cars will drive into it to move from one habitat to another. I thought that it would be something just fun for the guests, something to make it more like interesting. I really like how it has turned out, and also I added a lot of different trees and plants on the rock formations, and now it is time to actually fill the whole habitat with rocks, with dry things, with a lot of plants and enrichment for the animals, of course. I wanted to add the Somali Wild Ass for this particular ride for several different reasons. First of all, I absolutely love this animal. I think it is so beautiful and so well done in Planet Zoo. I am actually a bit afraid for Planet Zoo 2 that it won't be included. I am pretty sure that we won't get all the animals from Planet Zoo 1 right away in Planet Zoo 2, maybe with some free updates, we don't know, but I have never seen a game going from part 1 to part 2 with all the content. Like, just look at Sims or games like this, so I'm sure that they won't launch the game with all the animals that we already have, and I don't see the world where Somali Wild Ass would be in the base game. It is a very DLC animal to me, so I am a bit sad for this because I think that they are so beautiful. I also love seeing them in real zoos because they are critically endangered, and breeding them and, you know, keeping the species alive is super important. And this is actually the second reason why I wanted to add them, because in previous episodes we added those animals like the Adax, the Dama Gazelle, the scimitar horned oryx that are endangered, critically endangered, or even extinct, used to be extinct in the wild. So it is another animal that is critically endangered, and I am sure that during a ride like this there should be like an educator in such a vehicle that would just, you know, tell the guests about the animals, educate them about their issues, about their conservation status. So I think that it is super important to have animals like this in a ride. And also I wanted to give those animals a big habitat. We've built for them already once in the Elm Hill City Zoo, where the habitat was Super City Zoo. So it was a bit themed, it was not that big, but in here I just wanted to give them a lot of space. And also I love the ostriches, so I also wanted to build a nice habitat for those guys as well. There has been a lot of really nice things going on lately in the community and also on my channel. First of all, we have a potential potential date of the trailer or something for Planet Zoo 2. So on June 6th, there is something like the Wholesome Games that will be happening, and Frontier even shared their tweet that there will be some announcements for studios like Frontier, for example. So we might expect something. I'm pretty sure that will be Planet Zoo 2, probably a trailer or a teaser or anything like that. I don't know if they will maybe announce the game a bit earlier or the exact day, but you might have to keep an eye on their social media on that day. Probably something will be very big will be announced. Unfortunately for me, I will be at the music festival at this time. I'll be on my vacation and I will be at Primavera Sound Music Festival. So not the best timing for me, especially that, you know, I won't be able to record any videos, and also the mobile service normally doesn't work when there's so many people. But yeah, maybe I will just be very late with my very excited videos from the Planet Zoo 2 announcement, but who knows? But that was one thing. We also had a new collaboration on my channel that I did with Leaf, who invited me to build for his Wheel of Wildlife challenge or series. It was so incredibly nice of him. And also, I am so happy with what I was able to build. So if you guys have not seen that, the video is out on my channel. And also, I will put the link in the description to this video. Another thing was that I was able to finally visit a zoo after such a long winter break. And I went to London Zoo. I really enjoyed it. So the first short video is out on my channel if you guys would like to see how my visit went. I really enjoyed it. And I also am very proud of this video that I was able to record. This is something very new for me. I am still trying to make those, you know, videos from the zoo visits better and better. And I think that this is my best one yet. So I'm very excited for it. It is also shared all over my social media. So if you would like to see it on TikTok or on Instagram, you can also follow me there. And when it comes to Instagram, I don't think that I have ever talked about this in any of my videos, but I recently reached 10,000 followers on my Instagram, which is so incredibly nice. Thank you guys so much. Like, YouTube has always been my main focus, but it is so nice that my other social media platforms are growing with it, and especially that 10,000 followers on this platform is quite a lot, so thank you guys so much. Someone actually recently DM'd me and told me that I am the most followed Planet Zoo creator on Instagram, and I never realized that, so thank you guys, this really means the world. I have more zoo visits and fun videos and photos planned for all of my social media, so if you guys would like to follow me there, all the links are down in the description of this video, or just simply look for Caesar Creates. So as you could see while I was talking, we added a lot of plants to this habitat. We added a lot of small rocks. I also created the tire tracks with the decal pieces. I got so many questions about this when it comes to the previous video. So this is exactly how I did that for the last video. And I added also different details to this habitat, like some dry logs. Using the blueprint by, I think, Meru, and other dry branches, and I also added a lot of decals on the whole surface of this habitat to make the ground texture look a bit more interesting. And that is basically it when it comes to the speedbuild part of the video, so I will meet you guys in a second to show you the entire finished habitat. Honestly, I am really happy with how this habitat has turned out. Seeing the Somali Wild Asses and Ostriches roaming together while the safari jeeps drive right through the middle of the enclosure makes this whole area feel so alive. Here's also a little water section that I created for them. It is so cool to see them use it, going here for a little drink. Here we also have a look at the backstage areas, so we have the holding pens and also the shelter. I think that the stalls that we created last time for the mixed antelope enclosure work super well for the Somali Wild Asses as well, and I'm sure that would work also for the ostriches. I must say that I really enjoy those builds when it comes to our desert safari rides, mainly because we focus so much on the actual guest experience, how the guests will look at the animals from such a close distance, and we are not focusing that much on things like viewing galleries, paths, like areas around the enclosures, and this is so nice and so refreshing to me. And of course, these Somali Wild Asses, I just love them. They are super underrated animals in Planet Zoo, I think. I mean, just look at them, they are so beautiful. And to me, they really deserve much more attention. Okay guys, this is all that I have for you in today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you are not yet subscribed to my channel, that would mean the world to me if you could click that button. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And of course, leave me a comment and tell me what you think about this new habitat. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!